Namaste. My name is Guru Zimra. I'm International Meditation Master. Today I want to speak about the most important thing in life are useless. And this is here from Zhuangzi. This is a Chinese philosopher. Our society proclaims if it is not useful, it is a waste of time. If it doesn't make money, it is not worth doing. If it doesn't lead somewhere, it should not be started. You know that? Or it's successful people, because they think only on money. Slowly, without noticing, we begin to measure everything in this way. What is the point? What is the return? What do I get out of this? Something strange is happening. We have never been more efficient and we never felt more empty. People don't daydream anymore. They waste their time on social media and their smartphones to distract them, instead to use the saved time for pleasure. They optimize, they don't explore, they calculate, and then they waste their time with their smartphones. Even hobbies are no longer free. They are turned into side hustles, and you see that everywhere. No? Even rest feels guilty if it's not productive, and so they procrastinate because they don't have enough pleasure anymore or playtime. There was something really radical. No? So they're doing posting 30% doing 40-50% doing posting before they have intercourse with their spouse, 20% doing it during the intercourse, and 30-40% doing after intercourse posting. But this is really an art, doing intercourse to post. I really. They lose their curiosity, wonder, the courage to do something for no reason at all. Zhuangzi said the usefulness of the useless is the greatest usefulness. The usefulness of the useless is the greatest usefulness. Sounds contradicting. Useless doesn't mean meaningless. It means not driven by immediate reward, not forced into productivity, not reduced to a function. It is the act of doing something simply because you're drawn to it, out of curiosity, out of love, out of a quiet sense this matters, like laugh, playing, look, kids playing. Even if you can't explain why, this is where art begins. This is where science begins. This is where exploration begins. Not with profit, but with wonder. Our whole science started with exploration without having a profit inside, because we wanted to know, and the drive was not to make money, and so science was much effective. Today our science is corrupt because they aim at publications and suppress opposite evidence. So they want to publicate, and then they have to suppress opposite evidence. And after 5 years, 90% of the science proved is wrong or outdated. For instance, so much nonsense. The myth of drinking 2 liters of water every day, even it is proof that it harms the heart and kidneys. You should only drink when you are thirsty, like every animal. Makes sense, but science doesn't like that. And there are so many opposite science who prove that this is wrong. They have suppressed it. This is here the belief of most Americans and so on. And in Europe, they don't care for such nonsense. Today we have more tools, more comfort, more access to knowledge than any generation before us, and yet we hesitate to begin. We scroll endlessly, consuming fragments of other people's lives with ideas, but we rarely act on them because we don't want to risk, we want to consume, we want instant gratification. We have ideas, but we rarely act on them because we don't want to risk, we want to consume, we want instant gratification. And then we convince us that it might not be usefulness, worth, or lead us to something meaningful. We lose our naivety, willingness to explore, to try, to imagine like kids. Without useless is no art, no wonder, no love, no breakthrough, no leading into the unknown. Oh, I've seen a movie from this. I don't need that. Our lives becomes repetition, optimization, distraction, and that leads to frustration. So we went to India first. It was a nightmare to the flights were rescheduled and so on. To Varanasi and then to Leh, okay, Kashmir, and then to Ladakh, and then back. Okay. We experience other heat waves, what the Western people think is hot, 45 degrees. Right after we had experienced snowstorms and -5 degrees in Ladakh, without any heating system. How we could do such things. That is reality. And if you see a movie, Ladakh is so beautiful with many Tibetans. And in Ladakh, 80-90% are Muslim. Then 10% at least troops. Troops you see everywhere, maybe 50% troops. Kashmir, at least 10-20% troops. And mainly Muslim. The same is true for Ladakh. Ladakh is very, very few Tibetan. But in the movie you see everywhere Tibetan. I don't know where they got the Tibetans. It's not true. Never has been the frustration level so high of the young generation than today. If you are only pursuing what is useful, you will never reach what truly matters. What truly matters starts as something unnecessary, something inefficient, something unjustified, something useless. What drives humanity forward comes from curiosity, from passion, from a quiet refusal of the status quo. And then you see these movies and so on, all illusion. Until you don't do it, you don't know it. And then you explore the real world, real frustration. I have done this like the uselessness, the useless things like love, awareness, the religious values are the highs of living, and the smartphone leads to addiction of distraction. And the people choose addiction to distraction with a smartphone. And awareness for what? Love for what? We can we can see loving movies, but they are too boring. We want crimes, we want killing in the movies, in the videos. Religious values, there is no God. This is what they're thinking, and so they get what they think. Thank you that I could speak about this, and bye.